Hey guys, welcome back to Starcastic Remarks alongside my brother Chris to my right. My name is Ryan Chambers. We are the official Dallas Stars podcast of THPN. Thank you to DraftKings Sportsbook. That promo code once again is THPN as always. If you would also do us a favor, since the Stars aren't doing as much of a favor right now, if you would click like and subscribe if you're watching on YouTube live or if you're doing so afterwards, we'd really appreciate it. We are trying to hit 1,000 subscribers. Right now, we're currently at about 623, 624. So we would really appreciate that because we need something to uplift our spirits here, Chris. Dallas Stars, for the fourth time in recent memory, blow a third period lead, going 3-2 into the second intermission. And they lose the game by a final score of 6-4, thanks to Lucas Raymond and a couple of other plays from players like Moritz Seider and others. Chris, I understand that this game doesn't matter, and we don't have our top three defensemen. This is a team that's not making the playoffs, and we should have enough depth, especially on the offensive side, to outscore some of our problems. But you can't outscore your problems when you're giving up 6 goals.
Yeah, well, it was a game that didn't matter, and it very clearly looked like a game that didn't matter to both teams. I mean, if last game was a preseason game, then this one was an exhibition game in the middle of the season wearing practice jerseys. I mean, it was not very competitive in hardly any aspect, so I don't really take too much out of it, honestly. So, yeah, they still aren't playing great, but when you sit your two probably most important players on the team right now, I mean, how are you going to tell the other guys to really try their hardest out there?
I still feel like this is the team that the Stars should at least be bait eating.
Yeah, I
And
mean, if they played halfway decent at all, I agree. They should beat this team, but they don't care about this game. The coaching staff proves that they don't care about this game before it starts with the lineup that they have. So, I mean, there's no reason to take stock in anything that happened on the ice tonight because that wasn't the Dallas Stars.
I don't believe you. I'm sorry. And
Okay.
this has been the same team that we've seen even without Thomas Harley and Esa Lindell in the lineup. Now, the last couple of games have been really bad, yes, because you could say that for those two players being out, but we've blown leads with those players in the lineup, and they have consistently played a style of game that has not been conducive to them winning the right way. And the only thing that was keeping them afloat was good goaltending, and now good goaltending is failing them at some points. I it's I'm not doing that to say that it's all Oettinger's and Dismiss's fault. It's not, but it is a team wide. This gives me absolutely zero hope going into the playoffs, and I'm sorry, I just do not see how this team can beat the Colorado Avalanche even in 7 games. I
Right,
don't
but
see it.
if the Dallas Stars win this game 6-1, do you have any more hope? No, because they just beat a team that's not in the playoffs that's really bad. So that's why I'm saying it doesn't matter. If the Stars won this game, I think you'd feel the exact same way. You probably would be a little bit less put out than you are right now after watching the Stars blow another lead. But in the end, winning this game would mean nothing. Losing this game means nothing. It's the same thing. And I agree. Maybe if you want to take something out of it, you can say the blown third period. But I mean, you look at the defensive plays that were made in this game, it was just absolute madness. I mean, the passes that got through were hilarious. And especially the eventual game winning goal. That play by Jason Robertson, it's a blind pass in the neutral zone, literally to the logo in center ice. I mean, that pass never happens in any other situation other than this game. So that's why I think, like, sure, you could be upset about it if you want, but the Stars sat their two most important players. They obviously didn't care. The Red Wings obviously didn't care in this game. This game just happened. And whatever the outcome was going to be wasn't going to change anything that's going to come on Saturday.
And that's where you've probably got a more healthy view than I do. I just I'll bring up Eric's comment. This is now beyond terrifying. I get out top three D are out, but come on, this has been going on for about 3 weeks. We just outscored some mistakes. It wasn't just that we outscored mistakes. We got some good goaltending, and I mean, I guess the hockey gods were on our side on that 7-0-2 run, or the 11-game point streak that we had, or whatever. We have never seen the Stars lose 3 games in a row in the last 3 years, and now they have doubled that a week. No, not even a week before the playoffs start. Like, as a media member, I'm understanding your point of view, Chris, but my brain that tells me that not my brain, my emotional part of my brain is telling me that this team is just not good enough. And it has again, like you said, if they had won, it probably would have made me feel much better, to be completely honest with you. But what does matter is how they are playing, and they're not playing well.
I mean,
Nobody.
I'm shocked that you expected them to play well when they sat their 2 best defensemen and when they could have played.
Especially if I'm like, what's crazy is one of the players that stood out to me was Brendan Smith.
I disagree.
That's sad. That's sad. He stood out to me tonight in several good ways. He did have his miscues too, but just sorry, I got distracted. Ryan should charge the locker room and take on Ben. No.
Yeah, Ben is like about 2 seconds.
Yeah, it wouldn't even last 2 seconds. I would get like half a syllable out.
Let me bring up Eric's comment here. He said 2 players does not make a team, Chris. You're absolutely correct. Yes. In a normal situation, where it's just 2 players out and like this game still matters, the game would not look this bad. But
how about 4?
Right. Well, that's true as well. But
Harley,
there's 2 players
Sagan
out there being held out for actually no reason. Marchment and Sagan are at least out for sicknesses and apparent injuries. But that's besides the point. 2 of your best players are being held out for literally no reason other than resting. The coach and the team is saying with that, we don't care if we win this game or not. So how do you expect the players to go out and care about winning the game or not? That's the point.
I still want to see better effort. That's my thing, and
I just don't care if there's a better effort or not, because a better effort here, maybe someone blocks a shot and they get injured before the playoffs happen. So, like, sorry to be all, I guess, smart on this point, but who cares about what happens in this game? Nobody did. They didn't care on the ice. You shouldn't care at home.
Well, that's.
And we're in the
you
same.
You don't want to tell fans how they feel.
No. I'm not saying how they should feel. I'm just saying, like, there's no point in caring about this because the players didn't care. That we're in the exact same spot we were before. If the Stars are able to flip the switch come playoff time, then we're good. And even if they won this game, that wouldn't have said that we would be in the same situation. If they won this game, we would say, well, the Stars still need to flip a switch come playoff time. So nothing changed with the outcome of tonight's game, is all I'm trying to say.
Motto, longtime loyal listener of the show. I'm worried, but also not. The last 2 years, the Stars went on a scorcher into the playoffs and ran out of steam when it mattered. Hopefully, they're fully rested for a long run. And that is absolutely a decent point.
Yeah.
But they're not, at the very least, they're not playing game 1 without Miro Heiskanen. That has been confirmed. That is the one thing that they have said.
They are playing game without Miro Heiskanen.
Yes, they are playing. They are playing one game, at least one game without Miro Heiskanen. He is so critical to coming back, and when he comes back, he's not even going to be 100%. And even if he is 100%, he's not going to be at game speed, and he's going to be, hey, here go Miro Heiskanen. Here's 25 minutes. Oh, and look, on the other side of the ice, there's Nathan MacKinnon.
Right.
It's just not an ideal situation. If there's anybody that can do it, it's Miro Heiskanen. But I one player is not going to fix the way that the Stars are playing right now, Chris. That's just my personal belief. I truly believe it is a structure thing at this point, and just the way that they play, and I just don't see it.
I think
I'm
that's
not quite
just not
sure.
true. If it was a structure thing, then they wouldn't be third in the NHL in points. So that's just a silly statement, in my opinion. They're playing bad right now. 100% agree. They've played bad the past month and a half. 100% agree. But to say it's a structure issue when this team is one of the best Dallas Stars teams, they're top five. They're top five best Dallas Stars teams that has ever played. So that's just a silly thing to say, especially after a game that didn't matter.
Well, I don't know. Okay, I'll ask you about a couple of questions here, Chris, because I think these are pertinent. Not pertinent. Just I think just things to think about going into the playoffs, since we're basically talking about the playoffs, anyways. One player that I'm seeing talked about a lot, and obviously he gets a goal here tonight too, so he's going to get talked about a little bit more, is Colin Blackwell. This guy has been scratched game in and game out, it seems like, and he's making a statement late at the end of the season as to maybe why he should stay in the lineup over some other players in the bottom six for the Dallas Stars on the forward side. He seems like the most logical one to come out, in my personal opinion, but at the same time, he has played really well down the stretch. He's a veteran. He's been there, done that. He knows the ins and outs of the playoffs. He's been there numerous times. I mean, what do you think?
I mean, I think he should come out. I mean, having Steele, Bourque, and Dodonov would be an absolutely insane fourth line that has huge scoring potential and plays well defensively. So I think that's definitely the way to go. That being said, Blackwell will play in the playoffs if the Stars make it past the first round. So
I think
he might not be in that first game one lineup. He's going to get in at some point.
I mean, I could easily see them scratching Mavrik Bourque and putting Colin Blackwell in for the Avs game, or for the Avs series even. But I agree with you that we'll probably see a mixture of both of them, especially depending on how the previous game goes. I mean, you have to make adjustments quick because everything matters a little bit more when you don't know when your season's going to end. So right. I just thought that's something interesting to think about.
The reason I think Bourque is going to stay in over Blackwell is because, like you said, we're not going to have Heiskanen probably at least for the first half of this series. So you're going to have to outscore some defensive issues. I think the Stars are going to try and make this series a shootout until Miro Heiskanen comes back, because their defense shifts that drastically from based on whether they have Miro or not. So I think having Bourque in there, getting a few extra goals is going to be important if you're trying to make the series a shootout.
Another question I wanted to ask you about was the lineup decision by Pete DeBoer to go with Wyjo, Ben, and Moose on the second line. It's not really the second line, but it's whatever. Yeah. Or the third line or whatever. It doesn't matter.
Whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, whatever you want to call it. Because they, for some reason, that top line with him and Hintz and Robo just hasn't seemed to be clicking lately, or maybe he was just trying to find something different or whatever. And it looked like there was something there with Wyatt Johnston, and it has looked like there's something there with him in the past. And it makes a little bit of sense if you're comparing Wyatt Johnston to Nathan MacKinnon, which you can't like really. But Wyatt Johnston is a right-handed center. He's got some speed on him. He's got some dangleness on him too, and that's something similar that Rantanen played with MacKinnon in Colorado with. So there's some similarities there. What did you see out of that line here tonight?
Yeah, it was really good. I liked it. It was interesting, and I think the lineup or the lines were similar to what it was with keeping Harley and Lindell out. Like, we don't have our whole lineup. Let's try some things that we might go to if things aren't going well in the playoffs. So now you've seen that together. You kind of know what to expect. They know a little bit more what to expect if lines get thrown into a blender after period 2 in game 1 or something like that. So it's good just to see different things, especially when, you have free reign to right now. It costs you nothing.
And the last question I had here, Chris, and I'm sure I'll think of something else. I'm sorry. Oettinger giving up 6 goals tonight. Does that worry you at all?
No, I thought it was a weird decision to play him in a game where Harley and Lindell are still kept out. I thought whatever decision Otter would make, you would have Lindell and Harley make that same decision too, just so he's not exposed. Because you look at some of the plays that happen, 3 of the Red Wings goals are like unsavable. Like 2 of them are fully across the defensive zone passes that just went straight through multiple Stars defenders, and then the other one is the breakaway that Robertson just hands to their best forward on a wild play. So, I mean, he had to know that's what he was signing up for, but I'm just guessing he chose to play this game, and maybe he wants to play 2 games before playoff start. Maybe he wants this one. He's going to take 82 off. I don't know. I'm guessing it was Otter's decision. I think it's just weird that he didn't do it with the top pair.
Yes, Monto. Sorry. Thank you. 5. But you know, he didn't look as dominant as he did a couple of weeks ago. And again, like you said, this is a game that doesn't matter and everything like that. But in terms of trying to get going for the playoffs or whatever, you would want to see a little bit. I don't want to say effort, because the effort was there from Oettinger. You just want to see something more from him in a game going down the stretch.
Yeah. Especially in a game where he knows he's going to get shelled.
Yeah. He absolutely does not need to be playing game 82. Casey DeSmith needs to be in net for game 82.
Yeah. I think that's true, but it'll be just whatever Otter feels like he needs before the playoff game. If he feels like he needs to play game 82 because this game was so bad, sure, give it to him, whatever. But yeah, it's just whatever's going to make him most comfortable going in. And that's a good luxury to have, having 3 games that don't matter at the end of the season.
I did think of another question, Chris. I'm sorry. I know I keep thinking of them. I'm sorry, but they all are pertinent to some of the things that Stars fans are talking about. I'm kind of looking on Twitter as I'm going through and talking with you. The idea of going with an 11-7 lineup is there. And for those of you that don't know what I'm talking about, from fans, I'm saying, from fans, Chris. For those of you that don't know what that means 11 forwards and 7 D-men, which is abnormal. It's not rare, but it's abnormal. You don't really see that. Normally you see 12 forwards and 6 defensemen. Especially when Miro comes back, then that would mean that Dumba is your number 7, and you can have him as your number 7. Do you even see the Stars going with something like that?
No, that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. You're gonna take the best forward depth that is maybe in the past 10 years in the NHL, and you're gonna just take one of them off the ice for Matt Dumba? No, that's dumb.
I agree. At first, I entertained the idea, and then I remembered that no, that doesn't make any sense. This, especially with all the stuff that's going on. Joe Baker. Sentimentally, I hope Curtis McKenzie gets called up for a game. Maybe at the end of his career when he's really calling it. Oh,
technically, he cannot be called up. He has to sign an amateur tryout before he could play for the Dallas Stars.
That's right, because
he is not a member of the Dallas Stars organization anymore. He has an AHL contract.
And he still goes with the Stars to training camp, I believe. But when he goes to the Dallas Stars training camp is what I'm saying. He goes to the Dallas Stars training camp every year, but pretty much just to be there.
I can't remember if he did this year or not, honestly.
I think he did. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. But he just signs an amateur tryout, and he just has his AHL deal that he does. Okay, I'm out of questions. Anything else that you want to have mentioned before we do our first round Stanley Cup playoffs preview on Wednesday night after the game?
Just remember, in this one, the points didn't matter and the game was made up.
Okay, whose line is it anyway? A couple of announcements for you guys too. We are doing a full hour episode on Wednesday night after that game. Again, who cares about the game? We might even start the episode a little early with the game still going on, if it's still going on. Probably not, but we'll see. Depending on how bad it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. And then like I do every year, I've got a hype video ready. It was a little harder to get this one going this year just because the excitement for me going down the stretch has not been where
the manufacturer hype.
Past. Yes. So I've got a video for you guys ready to go. It will debut Wednesday night before the episode starts. That'll kind of be like the little countdown video, and I hope you guys enjoy it when you see it. So, anything else, Chris?
Nope, that's it. Well, we didn't do
Okay.
biggest winner, biggest loser.
Oh, I forgot. Yeah, you're right. Okay, biggest winner, biggest loser. Sure, go for it.
The biggest winner is Wyatt Johnston because he looked awesome. I like Wyatt Johnston. He's a cool guy.
I think that's your shortest explanation you've ever had for our biggest winner.
Yeah, it's apt.
I am gonna give mine. I don't know. I'll give it to Colin Blackwell. Why not?
Sure.
That was a legit play. That was a great shot.
It was a good shot.
And you know what? A little bit to Sam Steele as well for the pass, because Colin Blackwell doesn't make that shot if Sam Steele doesn't get the pass on the shorthanded goal. Biggest loser, Chris.
Biggest loser is Liam Bishop for stealing Jamie Benn's 400th goal. That was wild. Shortest distance a goal has ever traveled. I mean, it's got to be. We need some next edge stats for that one. What was it? 2 millimeters?
It had to have been. That would have been my guess too. That was going to be my biggest winner, except Jamie Benn was going to be my biggest loser. Jamie Benn was going to be my biggest loser because he didn't get his 400th goal.
Well, Bishop was about to get beat up or something because something
whatever. Dude, that man could hold off like 3 or 4 of the current Dallas Stars, and he would be perfectly.
I don't know. Angry Jamie Benn, don't poke the bear. He just poked it.
I guess that's true. Or how would you like to see him in a fight against Patrick Maroon?
I want Jamie Benn, Liam Bishop fight in practice. That's how they get hype. That's how they get hype before these playoffs. They don't got to win games. We're going to go into the playoffs losing 7 straight, but there's going to be a fight between Jamie Benn and Liam Bishop at practice, and that's going to get him going.
We just see like at the end of the third period, like 10 seconds to go.
Oh, they're just fighting each other mid-game. Even better.
Then what do you do? Are you supposed to send them both off, and then does one of them get the instigator?
Yeah, I don't know what happens there.
Oh, I don't know. All right, guys, let's wrap it up here. Thank you all so much who have been watching live. There's even more of you listening afterwards. Once again, click like and subscribe if you're watching on YouTube, whether you're listening live now or you're watching afterwards. We'd really, really appreciate it. Our goal is to get to 1,000 by the end of the playoffs. That's our goal. It's a very high goal, but we're going to try and see if we can
Hope they don't get bounced first round, or else that goal's going to end pretty quick.
Chris, don't. You just had to say it, didn't you? Thank you to our sponsor, DraftKings Sportsbook. Promo code is THPN. Starcasticremarks.com is the website. Starcasticremarksshop.com is the merch store. And if you want to become a Who Cares member, the membership club, there's a link in the description below or in the episode where you are listening. Alongside Chris, my name's Ryan. We'll catch you guys on the flip side. We hope you guys have a fantastic morning, afternoon, evening, whenever you guys are listening. Oh, can we just get one more GG, boys, before the end of the season? Please. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know.
Nope.